Hey guys, Philosopher here, and today we're going to be testing out Kestrel in DD4 Cosmic. This is important. We've already done a test, and you saw the video, I'm sure, of Kestrel in the early nodes, the unrestricted nodes. This is going to be Kestrel in a very difficult node in Cosmic. It's a node that certainly can be one shot. I've done it, but only with the right team and the right setup. There's all these ults at the beginning that really make it difficult. And what I'm going to see is if we bring in this team that is a pretty typical beginner team into DD4 for Cosmic. In fact, when I polled the people in chat, I was kind of getting some split reactions of whether it would be the common team now is, Hela Minerva with Silver Surfer and Thanos, or is it Proxima or whatever. But I think this is a close enough approximation to a reasonable team that people might bring in, just throwing in Kestrel instead of one of the other characters. We're going to see, can this team even come close to withstanding that barrage? If they can't, well, it tells us, it tells us a little something here. Obviously, one thing that I should note is that Kestrel is not going to have her full cooldowns prepped because I was using her in those unrestricted nodes. So, your Kestrel on this node would have a better setup. So let's see how they do against that opening onslaught. Once we finish that, what I will do then after that is show you how Kestrel does with the Dad Bros. We'll change this team around. I'll take off Thanos, so put the Dad Bros, and we'll just show that with the right team, she can be insane. And the point of this is just to show you, how good she is in DD4. Like, obviously, Kestrel's worth gearing to gear 15. Obviously, she's going to perform pretty well in DD4. The question is just, is she a top performer? If you're choosing between her and, let's say, Silver Surfer or something like that, which of those two characters do you want? Or between, her and Minerva or something of that sort. I think, from a what is best for building your account, she may very well be the best character to invest in right now. So I don't think you can go wrong bringing her to gear tier 15. But everybody is really curious. At least I'm getting a lot of questions from people about, how easy or hard is she going to be making these nodes? That's what we'll figure out today. This is like I said, a very tough node at the very beginning, and you have to be able to withstand that onslaught. Look at that; those resists are absolutely huge. Now, obviously, Kestrel wouldn't have to have that ability block anyway. She would just eat it, so to speak. But I think what we're going to do here is we're going to aim for Emma and do the ability block on her. And then I think Kestrel, whenever I get her turn, she's not going to have her full cooldown. But I will just continue working on Emma here, and let's just see. I mean, one thing that is really nice about Kestrel is that even if, for example, your team is blinded, you still get the ping anyway, even if you don't actually hit the character. I mean, I think that's very interesting, right? All right, so now we've lost. We have lost Minerva. Not an auspicious beginning here, but we were getting some decent damage. And look at the survivability on Kestrel. I mean, I will just tell you, this is an opening that is very difficult. I very often just have to sack here in the beginning, depending on the team comp that I use. And look at that. Look at these two and how just incredibly strong they are. You could just see, compared to the rest of the team, Thanos and Minerva just got completely owned. And wow. So the only thing that was able to bring Kestrel down was Surfer. And then here, what we'll do is I will trade put the blind there. All right. Might as well pick up some deflects while we're at it. Very interesting, right? How powerful these two characters are. Let's back out and put in the super team here and see how the super team does compared to this one. I really do believe that Kestrel is going to be way better on what I'll call the super team. And I think she's excellent here, and you could see a little bit of that here. But I think she's going to be even better on a team that looks like, let's see here. We'll keep that, and we could put Shatterstar here. This team should be a lot better for obvious reasons. So let's give this a try. Obviously, this Shatterstar puts defense down on everyone. That really, really synergizes well with Kestrel. And the Dad Bros can put out a lot of damage here. Now, I will say it can be tricky on this node because blind really screws with the Dad Bros. But they are very survivable. And, my Dad Bros are big enough, they may be able to. I do have a 7 red star long shot. I have a 5 red star, 7 yellow Shatterstar. So that's going to help a lot. I should mention my Kestrel's 6 yellow stars. She's 5 red. So these are very large characters. They're all ISO 5. But it'll at least give you a comparison point just to see, hey, if I bring in Kestrel, maybe I really want to bring in Shatterstar too, for example, right? That's what I'm trying to get here. So let's look at some team comps. I love all those resists. You can't resist those blinds, unfortunately. But what we can do here is I'd say, we'll toss the blind on Blob. I did like that part. All right, now we will aim on Emma. Now, what we'll do is we're going to get defense up on the Dad Bros. And we got a ping there. And that was actually a mistake because I forgot that the Emma ult was coming. And we just erase it. Okay, but so far we're in better shape, right, than we were before. Let's see whether, yeah, see, we were, okay, throwing back the blind really helps. Now we need to throw the ability block on somebody. I think throwing the ability block and the blind on him is a good idea. All right, now we may be able to get the Dad Bros going. There we go. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah, this also generates turn meter for the Dad Bros. I think you're seeing here the difference that this team makes. And this team is like the team that people are using in RTA, right, to own everybody. So here we may be able to just kill Blob or come very close. I mean, that level of, just absolute insanity is just from an entire team of OP characters. Of course, it makes perfect sense that the first character to die here is the power crept character, which is Thanos. When Thanos is unempowered, he's just not all that special. He's just okay. I think, he's somebody we use in raids, so forth, because we have him built up, not because he's necessarily all that amazing. All right, I always like to do this every chance I get. Getting those bleeds is fantastic. All right, we'll get some defense down going on here. All right. And now we're going to get more pings. Let's take down X23. She's very, very annoying. All right, Negasonic's gone. And I'm going over here just because I think we're going to refocusing X23. might as well. Oh. All right, there we go. Interesting. All right, so now we've got Doctor Strange. We do have to focus him quite a bit. And although I have an opportunity to take Negasonic down, and I'm kind of inclined to do that. There you go. There's the ping. And now Shatterstar's up. It's starting to feel like RTA a bit, isn't it? Where you if you don't have your own dad bros, they end up just taking over, and you never get a turn. Which, by the way, is annoying as heck. I by mistake didn't attack a defense down character there. Whoops. All right, there we go. Uh-oh. Am I costing myself the one shot here? No. All right, that's good. We're going to kill Domino first just because she's low. Oh. Oof. We're just saving cooldowns now for the next one. And there you go. Wow. That is the difference between having Kestrel with the right team or not. So here's what I'm going to say about Kestrel DD4. The first video, the first attempt didn't show it. But she's great. Okay? She resisted. She was very survivable. But look, now you get a one shot when you have her with the dad bros, right? Now, and this was my first one shot, so this isn't. I don't even know if I made it on this thing. You can't even see it. But the bottom line is, yes, I was able to do this one time here, but I was very lucky. Whereas with Kestrel, you could see just how dominating it was, how absolutely dominating that team was. So here's what I would say about Kestrel. I think she's going to be, and I'm happy to push onward a little bit more. We can actually let me try to do. I'll try to use that first team here again, just so we could see it a little bit. Let me do that just so you could see it. I think Kestrel is going to be a good choice no matter what, but I think she's a better choice if she's best used with at least Shatterstar. And possibly, ideally Shatterstar and Longshot, but you don't need all that. I mean, look, she's fantastic. Silver Surfer's fantastic. You really can't go wrong bringing one or the other or both to Cosmic. But you now have some ridiculous Cosmic choices that have longevity in the game. In other words, when I was going through Cosmic 6 months ago, I basically had Minerva and then I actually was the first person to bring in Longshot at the time that he'd just been released. We didn't know how good he would be. But it was like, then I just had Thanos and Proxima, and it was a slog. Bringing in characters like Thanos and Proxima and Corvus and Mordo at this point doesn't feel all that good. You could see the power creep coming there. Minerva's fine, but just not what she once was. The Minerva Hela combo is still good. But to have characters that you want for the future, like Kestrel and Silver Surfer or the Dad Bros, it feels a lot better to invest in them. Look at that. I mean, even though you had that initial barrage there, no problem. Kestrel had no problem surviving that. Look at her now. Thanos looks weak compared to her, right, in terms of survivability. And then, of course, Minerva. This used to be the end all and be all. It's still very good, but didn't you feel that Kestrel was actually doing as good of damage or more with those pings? I mean, you didn't really feel like, oh my God, I need those. I need the Minerva ultimate, right? That wasn't what we were waiting for there. All right, let's do this because we'll generate another defense down. We might as well. It's absolutely crazy, by the way, that we're literally at a point here where we're just trying to keep Thanos and Minerva alive. By the way, this blind, once again, does not matter for the Kestrel ping. Kestrel will ping even if the attack misses, which is amazing. Look at those resists. Obviously, these are high star characters, but still amazing. I don't think she's going to go. Oh, wow. Colossus, no problem to get down that. Wow. Let's just get him down. Ping. He's gone. Wow, huh? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ping. Wow, huh? Unbelievable. There you go. So by the way, just so you understand what I'm doing here, my thought process is let's save this cooldown for the next wave. I did that just to steal the defense up. Now let's get down thing little by little, just so we can get rid of a character here. And you see I'm already prepping for the next wave. It gives you a sense of how Kestrel is. I didn't want any of you to get the wrong impression from the last video, because I know there are going to be players out there who might DM me or they might go to my Discord. The link for that's below as well. I do try to answer questions, not over DM, but on the Discord when I can. And, they'll say, look, I already brought up Thanos, and I can't switch to the Dad Bros. I don't have the mutant uniques. What do I do? And I want to just show you that in any team, she's just really top-notch here. I mean, she's clearly, to me, a top performer. And I mean, one thing that really brings that home here is that it's not clear to me who the best performer is in this attempt. Is it Silver Surfer or is it Kestrel? And I think that's really high praise for Kestrel, because we already know that Silver Surfer is a top performer. Like, you don't need me to tell you that. I did do the testing a month or two ago when he came out, but there's no question here that Kestrel is the real deal. So no matter what, worth bringing to DD4. I think that is the absolute bottom line here. I mean, you don't need me to tell you. Look at this performance. I don't want to make this video too long, but just looking at this, it's very obvious that Kestrel is great. I mean, one of the nice things here is, she doesn't worry about debuffs, right? I mean, we're not sitting here concerned about, will she be survivable? Oh no, she got some bleeds. Like, that's just a non-issue for her, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Whereas a character like Minerva, that is a concern. Well, not anymore here. Characters like Thanos and Minerva do have to definitely be concerned about the debuffs they get, like heal block right there. Kestrel just turns that into more damage. Unbelievable, right? Wow. This is without, by the way, this is without the Dad Bros. This is without, that sort of, synergy with Shatterstar. This is just purely like, here's some some good characters. They're not like particularly synergistic. They're just really good. And there you go. I'm basically now just spreading defense down, just so that this way up. Well, there's Minerva's down. Now look, I mean, just to be clear, this is the sort of thing that if you really spent a lot of time and did a full-fledged attempt, you would probably be able to, one-shot this node even, potentially, with a character like Kestrel. But what I'm doing here, just so we're clear, I'm not really putting a lot of thought here. I'm not looking at the kill order guide. All I am doing, getting rid of those Killmonger charges, by the way, all I'm doing is clicking buttons while I'm on my stream and recording a video. I mean, this is not a lot of planning or thought. I'm not resetting this to get the best attempt. This is just purely showing you how, if you're just pressing buttons and clicking some stuff, how good this character can be. And look at this. I think this really speaks volumes here. Who's done at the end? Who's alive at the end of this attempt? Kestrel and Silver Surfer. We already knew Silver Surfer was an absolute beast, and there you go. Kestrel's right there with him. May even be more insane. I mean, I didn't really think that was possible, but I think that very well may be. Wow. All right, now we're on another wave. I imagine that they're not going to survive this one. So I think that'll at least get us some sense. I didn't mean, I actually meant to click Falcon. So, oh well. Here we can get defense down on Falcon now. You always want to know when with that attack that Silver Surfer puts defense down on adjacent targets. All right, so there we go. Are they finally going to bring them down? At this point, I just want to see how long it's going to take for these enemies to do something that brings them down. Well, ability block Falcon. I mean, but this is insane to have these two characters. I will tell you, when I was working my way through these nodes way back in December, it was like something where I was just desperately trying to keep my team alive as best I possibly could, because just to be very blunt, this is Minerva plus a bunch of guys who didn't have this level of survivability. You just really weren't able to go on these long runs. I would be restarting over and over and over again, trying to get a run that was this long. Let's see how. Oh wow, completely does a number on Colossus again. That's amazing. We're finally, I think, starting to see some wear and tear here on this crew, but wow, right? I mean, this is quite an attempt. And this is also, for those of you who are paying attention, you can look at, whether it's looking at the Tahiti Discord and the number of attacks there, or Dutch Rudder, I know, has tried to keep track of it. You can just see the mere number of waves, right? This is already, look, we're already halfway through the node, and this is, with this team of two here, I mean, it is pretty substantial what they're able to do. So look, no question in my mind, Kestrel's a top performer in DD4. She will be added to the infographic. She'll have that fiery halo around her. My advice is, for Cosmic DD4, you have two of the top three characters in the game, depending on how you want to slice it. And both of those characters are absolute top performers here. Just so we're clear, look at that. That's a very, very good result for just a first try, without even putting any effort in, without looking at the kill order, without trying over and over to get the right attack. And let's face it, these other two characters were not optimal. Could you imagine if we had the Dad Bros? This would have been an easy one-shot. All right, guys. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and please check out my Discord. The links are below. We have lots of great discussion there, and also on my Twitch stream. I stream there nightly.